Alright, welcome back. Okay, so now we are at the Black Throne, easily the longest dungeon in Darksiders. And gonna be honest, not one of my favorites. Not really. Mostly that comes into play with the dungeon item for this particular area. And the fact that there's a lot of repeating dialogue. You're going to notice a lot of editing, a lot of sped up footage, and a lot of cut footage as well, just to try to keep this at a reasonable time. And it's still an hour and 40 minutes.
Azrael.
Hey! The Angel of Death!
The seventh seal was not broken. What have you to fear from me, Angel of Death? If you do not intend to kill me, then perhaps you will help me. You've given me no reason to do either. Listen to me. The gate must be shut. The tower must be cut off from the well. It is from the well that the Destroyer draws his power. The Well of Souls? Millions of souls, yes. Enslaved, twisted. A corrupt power to fuel the Destroyer's armies. You are stewards of the underworld, watcher of the well. Not a single soul flows back into this world without you knowing.
So are you not doing your job right?
Gatekeeper, you opened the way.
Don't give War a reason to get pissed off.
Is chosen against me. I fared no better than you did, horseman. Against Straga. Straga, you will take me to him.
Oh yeah, the guy who killed War.
Then tell me what I must do, Angel of Death. Please, you must find some way to draw power to this chamber.
Yeah, when you play this particular dungeon, you're gonna get tired of Azrael real quickly. Mainly because he keeps repeating certain dialogue lines very quickly. He keeps doing them like over and over again. Again, this is part of the reason why I cut footage and why I sped some stuff up. Because otherwise you'd just be hearing him say the same line over and over and over again, which gets very old. But yeah, the Black Throne, this is definitely the most puzzle heavy of the dungeons. I've sped up some of the footage because wow, I was not really all that great about handling some of the puzzles. Again, the dungeon item for this area, it's neat. It's just it's not my favorite, mainly because I'm not a big fan of, you know, how it's implemented here. It's not horrible, but it's just, I don't know. But hey, we actually met an angel who didn't want to straight up kill us to begin with. So that's cool. And it's the Angel of Death of all things. Go figure. I think you'll actually notice a lot in Darksiders, and honestly with angels and demons in general, a lot of them have their names end with L. So like there's Michael, there's Gabriel, there's Raphael, there's Uriel, there is Azrael. And then on the demon side we have Samael. And I'm sure there's a bunch more that I'm just forgetting at this point. Oh, yeah, that was actually a point in Devil Survivor 1. It was the War of Bel. Because there were a bunch of demons called like Jezebel, Beelzebub. You know, a bunch of them had like the last little two letters of EL. It was really cool. It was like a whole big war with them. Apparently El is just a generic word for a god. Or I guess in this case, angels and demons. It stands for deity. So keep in mind with all these crystal puzzles that we're doing right now, because this is going to come into play in a bit. We have to create a pathway for something later on. Oh boy, time for a fight arena. And hey, there's more of those little orange symbol things. Those are probably going to be important for this particular dungeon. In the Griever dungeon, there's actually an enemy that was kind of similar to this that I mentioned. Okay, yeah, those are going to be really strong later on. They weren't so strong in the Griever's dungeon, but here, yeah, these things can just... They can cut through your health pretty fast. So just be cautious. I believe this is also the first dungeon that is just straight up not on Earth. It's in the sky. I'm not really sure if this is in the sky on Earth or in Hell or whatever. It looks really cool though. I like it. Oh look, more of those orange symbols. Again, we're finally going to be able to use these. Oh, now the evil angels are red. They're red. That means they're angry, but they're not all that much different in terms of combat. Yeah. Yeah. Doesn't matter what palette swap you use. You guys still aren't all that strong. Again, the demon and angel designs in this game are pretty great. I like them. They're very metal. But they do kind of repeat a little bit. They always decide to add a new coat of paint, and I think maybe increase the health and damage? I'm not sure. Hard to say. Again, I don't really like the execution move for this particular demon, mainly because it just takes too long. You gotta do it twice. In my opinion, you're better off attacking them when the execution prompt is above their head. Do more damage that way. Oh, goodness. I'm not even sure if these are actually angels anymore. They seem like they're just ghosts with angel wings on them. Whatever, still cool. Oh, goodness. Yeah, Blade Geyser's pretty good. And hey, we're getting the dungeon item a lot quicker than we did the last few times. And again, this one is... And again, this one is... It's okay. I'm just not a big fan of it as I am with some of the other ones. So hey, remember Portal? Remember Portal? Well, here's Portal. It's the Voidwalker. Otherwise known as Portal. It's the portal gun. Only instead of being able to place a portal on any surface, it's just these select little panels. But unlike Portal, you can actually charge up your portals with the Voidwalker. So you go in and you come out a lot quicker. It's pretty neat. It very much shows the age of this game. I'm pretty sure Portal had just recently come out and they're like, you know what, we can do that too. But then again, the portal gun wasn't exactly the main focus of Darksiders, so it feels quite a bit weaker than the actual game Portal. Still though, while I'm not the biggest fan of this dungeon, the portals look cool and it's a decent implementation. It's alright. It's okay. It just makes this dungeon really, really long. But that's probably just because, you know, I'm not terribly good at it. Oh, but don't worry. I'm still going to show off all the collectibles for this particular dungeon. And there are quite a few, including a pretty important one. Another thing that's kind of iffy about the Voidwalker for me is most of the other dungeon items have some kind of use in combat. The Voidwalker does not. Even though later on, it's going to show, hey, the Voidwalker could totally be used as a weapon. You just don't get to use it as a weapon. Which sucks, because, you know, a portal weapon. That just sounds like it'd be really cool, like for Nightcrawler stuff. I've been saying Nightcrawler a lot recently in this playthrough. I don't know why. A lot of teleportation stuff. I don't know. So say hello to the mid-bosses of this particular dungeon. And now you know how to beat them. I guess this is how you use the Voidwalker in combat. In very situational fights. But still, even the horn has some knockback effect, and I think it does a little bit of damage. Lather, rinse, repeat 3 times. And then beat the hell out of them with a giant flail. Yeah! Nice. So now you have the formula for this dungeon. You solve some portal puzzles, you fight a mid-boss, and then you get a laser, which you have to bring all the way back to Azrael's prison. Lather, rinse, repeat, do that 3 times. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not especially great at, like, all these kinds of puzzle stuff, especially with portals and trying to redirect laser beams and stuff like that. Not the best. Again, this is part of the reason why I had to speed up and cut some footage. I wanted to make this video somewhat, like, a decent length. This is a Legend of Zelda type game, and yet this video is taking about as long as a usual Persona video. So the reason why I was going the back way is because I forgot a collectible. Again, a very important collectible. So let's go ahead and fix that, shall we? There it is. Yeah, let's go ahead and go grab that, because it's another really, really good collectible. And it is Furies Embrace. The Horde Seeker is now basically useless. No point. Because this automatically does it, and it also leeches Wrath. it also adds another effect to the Tremor Gauntlet and makes it look kind of gross, not gonna lie. But yeah, now we basically have Horde Seeker on all the time. It's kind of weird that they have like a big old spell book for Fury, because that is not at all how she plays in Darksiders 3. I don't think she's really much of a spellcaster. In fact, I don't think any of the horsemen are really spellcasters, as far as I remember. Again, it's been a while since I played some of the Darksiders games besides this one. Time for another little fight arena. And more of these. Oh, like I said, they can do big damage. So be cautious. Because wow, does that hurt. It's a good thing I saved that health. Because wow, they can do some big damage. Yeah, let's just use our Chaos Form and get rid of these as quickly as possible. Yeah, I think the palette swaps do more damage. Seems like it. Either that or I'm just really bad at blocking. And on the harder difficulty, they actually bump up the damage even more, understandably. Fortunately, this game does have kind of a New Game Plus system to where, like, once you have all the Abyssal Armor pieces, you can actually just carry that over to the next playthrough. So that's pretty neat. And understandably, since the Abyssal Armor is like the ultimate armor set in this game, which we haven't gotten just yet, but we will, don't worry, it's pretty good. It's pretty good and has a lot of passive benefits besides just giving big defense buffs. I think these guys did more damage than the mid-boss. Seems like it. And now we're back to having to do crystal puzzles. We have to create a pathway for the beam. Hooray! So now we're a third of the way done. Sort of. But hey, look. Hidden collectible. Thanks to that new legendary enhancement, now we actually know there's a collectible over there, instead of having to wait to use the Horde Seeker. Again, very, very handy enhancement. Alright, let's see what we got. Hey, we got the map. And that's gonna be the easiest one so far. So let's see what Azrael has to say.
I never imagined that you would be my salvation. Hurry now, before Straga learns of your coming. When I found you, you said the seventh seal was not broken. I've heard those words before. Abaddon said the same, right before he died.
Alright, so now we have 2 more locks to break off. And now we have a new level of this dungeon to access. It certainly looks cool. But, gonna be honest, this is also kind of the part where Azrael becomes a little annoying. Because as I mentioned before, he's eventually gonna start repeating lines over and over again. And the cooldown on those lines is very, very short. Which becomes very, very annoying if you have to hear it over and over again. In very rapid succession. It's not great. Anyway, let's move on to the second lock. Another fight arena. These guys are not nearly as strong, though. Blade guys are still pretty good. Getting back to this, you'd think that the Angel of Death would be able to actually take on, like, a demon like Straga. It's the Angel of Death! Although, I suppose there's kind of like a big difference between Death, the Horseman, and the Angel of Death. I think the actual thing is, Death is the actual Grim Reaper who, you know, dispenses with harvesting souls, and Azrael's the one who guides them to their final destination. So it's more like one does the actual hard work and the other one is more of a bookkeeper. At least in this sense. Hey look, another Wrath Shard. Nice. Again, whenever I cut away or if I speed up the footage, it's either because the puzzles are taking too long or because I died an embarrassing amount of times. Just, you know, keep that in mind. Shooting portals within portals. I forget if they actually did that in regular Portal. Not sure. That was lucky. I kind of jumped the gun just a pinch. Just a bit. Oh, goodness. That is just mean. Again, War's execution moves are just... sometimes they're just straight up mean. But these guys are... these guys apparently didn't get the palette swap boost. They're still not that big of a deal. The Ghost Assassins, or whatever they are a lot stronger. And they actually pose a very severe threat. Not great. They do big damage. I think it's more of a counter system, which, again, in this game it's just kind of button mash until they're dead. Sometimes glitches want to work with you. Wow. Oh, that's unfortunate for you. Got stuck on the geometry. Do you actually want to hit me or what? I think that guy must have been broken. I think the game's just trying to catch up and it's going like, wait, stop. Oh, goodness. Alright, we're topped off. need a key for this one. But first, how about another battle arena? Because this place looks like a big old battle arena. There we go. Oh, and the floor's falling apart. So not only is it a battle arena, it's a timed battle arena. But we got our key. Nice. Yeah, Blade Geyser gets rid of them fast. Nope. Let's just get rid of you right quick. No, thank you. And they die when they fall in the hole. Even though they can fly. Whatever. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. So now the game's going to start introducing a weight puzzle, and surprise, surprise, it took me a little while to actually get this all properly done. Hence why I decided to speed up the footage. Again, I'm okay with some puzzles, but sometimes it takes me a little while. But rather than just cut all the footage out, I'd like to at least show the solution, even though some of the footage is more or less just me standing around looking like an idiot. Finally! Alright. That took an embarrassing amount of time. But we finished it. And that's all that matters. Now to reap the benefits. Again, this is part of the reason why I'm not a big fan of this dungeon, because it takes me an embarrassing amount of time to figure out some of the puzzles. We don't even need this anymore. This is a worthless item now. I do like the momentum that some of these Voidwalker puzzles give you. I like it. It's pretty cool. Another hidden collectible. What'd we get? Oh, it's another Lifestone Shard. Nice. Gotta get all those collectibles, just like Zelda would have done. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm pretty sure this game came out on the Switch. So it would have been kind of fun if they decided to give War a costume that was like all green or whatever. Just kind of like a little cutesy, hey look, it's like Zelda. We made our own Zelda. Isn't that cool? Or reskin the Chaos Eater as a Master Sword. Nintendo sometimes does that. They did that with Bayonetta. Oh, but now the mid-boss fight for this area is a bit more complex because they've locked the panels. But it's not that hard considering the guy just breaks them himself. And you can put 2 portals on one area. So it's really not that big a deal. Yeah, just keep him in this one area for the rest of the fight. There's no real reason to drag him over to any of the other areas. But do try to dodge a bit better than I am. Otherwise, it's gonna hurt when he hits you. Again, just because I like to jump the gun doesn't mean you should. Oh, goodness. That's some big damage. But that's enough of that now. No more for you. And the animation is the exact same. And now instead of having to direct the beam through a hole, you have to use mirrors. Just like Zelda! Mirror puzzles are always fun. They're cool. You really get to show off all your particle effects. Yeah! It is certainly satisfying when you do complete a puzzle like that. It does look and feel cool. But you thought you were done with the weight puzzles before. Haha, no you are not. There's still some more weight puzzles for you to do. Weight puzzle and a mirror puzzle. Oh boy. So yeah, let's just go ahead and speed this up. Fortunately, the game does not force you to go all the way back up to put that portal there. You can shoot it from the ground level, which is very merciful and kind. Thank you very much. But you still gotta do the weight puzzle. That part is non-negotiable. And again, there's a line that Azrael says that just really makes this dungeon even more infuriating. He'll always say, like, the beams. Redirect the beams. And he'll say that every, 3 minutes. Anytime you're in his chamber. Oh, it's so annoying. It's so annoying. Like, I still remember that from whenever I played this game when it first came out. Oh, it was annoying then, it's annoying now. I still really like Darksiders, but this dungeon... Oh, man. I am not a fan. I am not a fan of this particular dungeon. Again, it looks cool, and you know, the Voidwalker is a cool item. I do like the portal mechanics. I'm just not that good at it. And also, this is the longest dungeon in the game. Got more mirror puzzles. And now guess what? It's a timed mirror puzzle. It's a timed mirror crystal puzzle. Yeah, let's just go ahead and cut the footage down, because what you have to do is you have to basically time how you hit all the crystals and line up all the mirrors for this one beam puzzle. There we go. I forget if Darksiders 2 has anything like this. I want to say it does. I want to say it does have something akin to the Voidwalker. Again, it's been a while since I played that game, so I'm not sure. The little cloth flaps on War's pauldron is kind of like freaking out a little bit. Alright, so now we're on lock number 2. Like I said, the first lock, that was the easiest one. Now it's starting to get a bit more complex. Yep, and there he goes with that line. And he's gonna keep saying that again and again until you redirect the beams. See what I mean? It really does kind of like make you dislike a character for the wrong reasons. I don't know if it's because I'm getting too close to Azrael or if it's because I'm taking too long. But let me do the puzzle, please. He just doesn't stop. I got it. Thank you. Alright, second lock broken. Time for more cutscenes.
The universe is sick, Horseman. The Charred Council refuses to admit it, but those of us who look, we see we had to do something. An open attack on the Dark Kingdom would violate the treaty. What you're proposing is madness.
Azrael, evil darkens every corner of creation.
Oh yeah, Abaddon is voiced by Troy Baker.
The council ties our hands.
To question them is to question the Creator. Do you believe you know better?
Yes, old friend.
Oh,
I do.
that's some big blasphemy coming from Abaddon.
Hell will send its chosen to declare battle rights. Their leaders will be gathered in one place, and there we will
Yeah, but you got your ass kicked, didn't you?
The Hellguard stands ready.
Breaking the seals will trigger the end war. The kingdom of man is not yet strong enough. Earth will be destroyed.
There will be no war, Azrael. We will crush the Dark Ones before it's even begun.
The pact is a sacred covenant. Even in victory, you will face the wrath of the council.
They will arrive to find the seals intact. And it will be our word, Heaven's word, against that of the Prince of Lies.
I mean, he makes a point. It doesn't go well for him, but he makes a point.
Seals will be reforged. All will believe that Hell's legions invaded and were delivered to justice by our hand. For the glory of the light, will you do this? No, Azrael.
Oh no, Ulthane had a part in it. Also, that's a pretty bitchin' sword.
We broke all but one. Abaddon ordered the final seal not be harmed. He protected it himself. Are you certain? Without question. We dared not involve the horsemen. We never dreamed we would have to, until it was too late.
That's a good point.
I am to pay the price for your betrayal.
Treason! Lord, you will root out all involved and make them pay. Starting with this one.
No.
Oh.
Fool! You deny the will of the council?
You heard the angel's confession. My service to the council is ended.
Fuck you. Oh wait, I forgot about this.
We made you. We own. We're not done until you find the destroyer and shut him down. Balance, remember? Get up. Azrael lives until he stops being useful. After that, you will do your duty.
So yeah, War got screwed over. Even though the seal to summon the horseman wasn't broken. Alright, one more lock. And then we get to fight the boss of this area. So yeah, Abaddon was a huge dick and decided to break all the seals but one to start a war. And then, you know, lie about it. What an asshole! Isn't momentum fun? This one isn't quite as difficult as the last few puzzles, it's just I was pretty bad at it. And also, it was going a bit slow. Yeah, this took me a little bit of time to get my sharpshooting down. There we go. That should have done it. Hey, another Abyssal Armor piece. Nice. Almost done with this. Got our key. Nice. And I actually leave an artifact behind in this dungeon. We'll be coming back for that one later. I just straight up forgot it. So that's kind of embarrassing. And actually that one particular artifact right there, that was a huge pain in the ass because I had to keep looking for it over and over again because of the certain rewards that you get from Vulgrim by giving him like a certain amount of artifacts. Oh boy, an elevator ambush. These are always fun. Too bad they didn't really send anybody that strong. Ah well. They're trying their best. Hey, look, now we got some more of these guys. But again, yeah, not their best. Not their best. Just shoulder check them all into oblivion. Blade Geyser is also pretty good. It's putting in some work. Again, I'm pretty sure that's probably my most used Wrath ability. I kind of use Stone Skin. The other two, not so much. Alright, what do we have now? Is it another combat arena? It looks like one. Surprise, surprise, it is. Oh, grody. Also, he's being blocked in the background. Yeah, not terribly intimidating when you can knock them all into a pit. This guy does do some pretty good damage. I am being a little careless. It's another one of these timed throwing bomb things. You gotta get the right angle on this thing. Time for more combat. What do we got for us this time? Oh, more of these guys. Let's go ahead and use Stone Skin, just to vary it up a little bit. Followed by a shit ton of Blade Geysers. One thing that they did improve upon for Darksiders 2 and 3, they did let you use different like main weapons. Like, yeah, the Tremor Gauntlet and the Scythe are cool sub-weapons that you can kind of throw in here and there. But Darksiders 2 and 3 to give you like straight up new dedicated main weapons. I'm pretty sure Death not only has his Scythe, he also has like twin swords, a hammer, I think also some gauntlets too, if I'm remembering correctly. And Fury has a whip, I think a great sword, and a hammer as well. Again, it's been a while since I played those games, but yeah, no, the weapons they're all pretty cool. And like I mentioned, Darksiders 2 is more of like a loot-based game, sort of. Like, you just get progressively better weapons. Not necessarily story-based ones. You know, except for like ultimate weapons that are always going to be in a certain area. Meanwhile, with Darksiders 1 and Darksiders Genesis, you're kind of stuck with the weapons that you have. It looks a little silly. The hammer spin looks a little silly. It's not nearly as cool as the Great Hurricane Spin from Wind Waker. Oh look, another artifact. Another soldier. So now we get to raise and lower water levels again. Not just one dungeon, but two. That actually is a pretty cool way to use a portal, though. I like it. So this area wasn't quite as long as the last two, which is fine. No more weight puzzles. Thank you very much. I do not much care for those. Although these elevators probably could be a little quicker. Yeah, the third area was surprisingly very short in comparison to the first two, especially the second. Again, same strategy for the mid-boss. It's just now you kind of have to get him in one area so you can basically rocket yourself on top of him. But still, nothing really has changed. Just keep him in one area. This actually seems a bit easier than the first two. Because the second portal's high enough to where you can kind of cheese it with your glide. And down he goes. Wow. In comparison to the first two areas, yeah, the third one is not really that big a deal. And once again, use the same animation, because why not? Lather, rinse, repeat. Now we can actually go work on the third lock. Still got some mirror puzzles to work with. What? Or not even really a puzzle, if you think about it. The third area just seems to be like way, way, way easier and far less complex than the first two. All right. Yeah, let's just go ahead and cut over there. Now, before we actually try to solve the puzzle, there is another hidden collectible here. As you can see from Fury's legendary enhancement, there is another artifact. And it's way, way up there at the top of the ceiling. Yeah, got it. Champion. That's a pretty pricey one, too. Alright, let's go ahead and properly redirect the beam so we can get out of here. And go work on that last lock. Yeah, it really was not as hard as I was making it out to be. Again, the third part doesn't even really seem like a huge puzzle. But you actually have to open up the gate before you can actually start directing the beam. Because an energy beam can't go through a gate that has holes in it, for some reason. But hey, look, chronospheres. Those are handy. And there you go. Not too hard. Okay, now we can finally get that last lock open. This has been a pretty long dungeon, but it is also the last dungeon. So I suppose it has to be. Because the next few updates are more or less just going to be getting the last couple of collectibles, as well as some other stuff we need to grab. All to get ready for the final boss fight. Okay, so for the sake of Azrael not repeating that line over and over again, let's just get this last lock off, shall we? And there we go. Some big ol' wings.
Straga awaits.
Looks like you finally outlived your usefulness, Azrael.
And how do you propose to leave the tower once Straga has been dealt with?
Got you there, doesn't he?
Straga and the tower are one. Even if you manage to defeat him, you'll be trapped without me. We need him.
Pray the horseman doesn't make it back alive.
What are you gonna do? The only cool thing about you is that you're voiced by Mark Hamill. That's about it. As far as combat abilities, I don't know. Alright. Time for some payback. Let's go fight Straga, who is also voiced by Troy Baker, oddly enough. This reminds me of a line from a really shitty, like, old fighting game. I forget what it's called. But it had, like, hilarious voice acting. And the line that one of the characters said was like, "You killed me once, but now I am more powerful than you could ever imagine." And it's so stupid. I think one of the characters in that game actually has a shotgun as a weapon. And it's like another it's a fighting game. Everybody else is like throwing Hadoukens and shit like that, but this one guy just has a shotgun. Anyway, doesn't matter. That's a bad game. I can't remember the name of it, whatever. But hey, it's time for the boss fight. And oh goodness, Straga is a very big boy.
You're stronger than Straga remembered. But here, you face Straga with no hope of victory or escape. Straga is the mightiest of the destroyers chosen. And the last. Your master chose poorly.
For some reason, that line was not subtitled.
Straga will enjoy killing you again.
Oh, alright. Time for payback. And oh look, Straga has a big dumb teleport symbol on his fucking mace. What an idiot. However, I'm a bigger idiot because I didn't actually use it to begin with. So you can probably already tell what the battle strategy is here. Put a symbol on Straga's mace, and then teleport behind him, and then do big damage. I missed twice, because I am apparently a horrible shot. Alright, here you go. This is the proper way to fight him. Stab him in the back. Yeah! Oh, you don't like that, do you? We're even stronger than we were in the intro because we have even more weapons to work with. I'm not really sure what the whole point of him summoning these guys is. I guess it's just to kind of like break up the fight a little bit. Because Straga himself is not a very hard boss. Despite being the mightiest of the Destroyers chosen. He's really not all that hard. You just have to, you know, not have terrible aim like I do whenever you're aiming for his weak spot. Yeah! And lather, rinse, repeat. Again, I don't know why he's calling these guys on to help him. For being the mightiest of the Destroyers chosen, I don't know. This just seems a little weak. Again, my aim is terrible. And the fight's over now. 3 times, that's the rule. Yeah, fight's over. Not very hard. Okay, and now War uses the Voidwalker in such a cool way that he never uses ever again. Look at this! From the inside! Oh, fuck you! Ha ha ha! Oh, that's awesome! Holy shit, that is metal.
As I said, Straga and the tower are one. Now let's see how useful I can be.
Yeah, Azrael, get us out of here, please.
Into the well! Hurry!
Sounds good to me.
He came to me after his death. Abaddon. Alive. And I wanted so much to believe. I was such a fool. Azrael, you saw Abaddon after he fell. Saw him? I brought him here to eat.
Oh, man. Pulling out Eden, huh?
Real. Eden doesn't exist. Not anymore.
Ignorant sprite. I bore witness as the first ones were cast out and the garden fell to ruin. I could not let heaven's first gift and greatest weapon simply
Wait,
rot and
weapon?
worse, fall to darkness. I hid it away. The tree of knowledge.
Ah,
Then
that makes sense.
Abaddon has been to the tree. You must draw upon its gifts now. If some way exists to stop the destroyer, the tree will show it to you. I never dared use it myself. Perhaps if I had, things would have been different. And Abaddon, what of his gift? That was not for me to know. Each who comes before the tree receives a different gift. Some receive nothing. Others are driven mad by visions, or simply destroyed. No, I cannot say for certain. Come.
Well, that's going to do it for this update. In the next update, we're going to find a way to stop the Destroyer once and for all. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next update. Until then, see ya.